Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you first year students? I hope you all are fine. Dear students, our today's topic is topic number 6.6, applications of Bernoulli equation. Do you have remember in last lecture we have learned about Bernoulli equation? So to understand this topic, applications of Bernoulli's equation, keep in mind the Bernoulli's complete equation. Yes, revise in your mind. P1 plus half rho V1 square plus rho GH1 is equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH2. This is known as Bernoulli's equation. So we are going to discuss about the applications of Bernoulli equation. First application is Torricelli's theorem. So as I have revised, Bernoulli equation in short form is written as P plus, this is P1, half rho V1 square plus rho GH1 is equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH2, and in short form we will write P is equal to half rho V square plus rho GH is equal to constant. Keep this equation in your mind. And now, what is Torricelli's theorem? In this theorem, focus on this diagram. There is a tank, you can see in the diagram, and in this tank there are two orifices, small holes. Hole number 1, this is represented by A, and second hole, this one, this is represented by B. In this topic, these holes given name orifices. Orifices means small holes. While this one is upper portion of this tank, this is completely filled with a fluid like water. Now we have observed that the fluid speed through this upper portion is represented by V1, and the fluid speed through this small orifice A is represented by V2, and the fluid speed through this B orifice is represented by V3. And now we have focused on this. When the two orifices A and B, these are open, then will water enters in these two orifices. Just like from A, it will start to move in this direction, and from orifice B, it will start to move in upper direction, as these are two empty small holes known as orifices, while the water level will comes in downward direction with some speed that is written here V1. The noticing point is here, the speed V1 is very small as compared to the speed of V2 and V3. The speed of the water of the flux means flowing water that is ejecting out from these two small orifices, the speeds of V2 and V3, these two speeds are very much greater than speed V1. Why? The reason is that here, as you can see, the total height of this tank is represented by H1, and the height of the water level A is H1 minus H2. This total is H1, and it is up to this height, this lower portion, this height is represented by this H2. So that's why we can say that the orifice A and B are at level H1 minus H2. Now come back to the topic. After understanding this diagram, a simple application of Bernoulli equation is shown in figure which we have discussed. Suppose a large tank of fluid has two small orifices A and B. Let us find the speed with which the water flows from the orifice A. This one is orifice A, small hole. Now, as the orifices are so small, the flux speed V2 and V3 will be much larger than the speed V1, as I have told you, of the top surface of the water. So finally, according to Bernoulli equation, we will write P1 plus rho GH1 is equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH2. In this equation, while you are studying the equation, you are confused. Where is one term is missing through this left hand side. That is half rho v1 square is missing here. So keep in mind, as we have discussed, speed v1 is very small as compared to v2 and v3. So that's why it is neglected. Okay, so that's why from in left hand side v1 is taken as 0 or it is neglected. So the Bernoulli equation is finally written as atmospheric pressure throughout remains same. So P1 is equal to P2 is equal to atmospheric pressure. This is constant. While further solution of this equation, as P1 and P2 constant is equal, they are also neglected, and left behind term is rho g h1. I am writing here rho g h1 minus h2. I have taken rho g h common from both sides, rho g h1 and rho g h2. When you have brought this rho g h2 from right hand side to left hand side, then equation can be written as rho g common and h1 minus h2 I have written in combined form. While on right hand side only left behind term is this one, half rho v2 square. Is it okay? Now write these steps on your register. I am writing again. P1 and P2, these are constant, neglected. Rho g I have taken common, rho g, and I have written here h1 minus h2, and on right hand side left behind half rho v2 square. And you can see on left hand side and right hand side rho cancel out. And what left behind? G h1 minus h2 is equal to v2 square, half v2 square, 1 by 2. So from this equation, when this 2 comes in multiplication on other side, so it becomes as 2g h1 minus h2. Is it okay? 2g, when this 2 comes in multiplication with other side, it becomes in multiplication numerator. So 2g h1 minus h2 is equal to v2 square. So it means in next step we will write, in next step by taking square root on both sides, our final term is written as v2 square. When you have taken square, as in previous step we have written v2 square is equal to 2g h1 minus h2. While when we have taken square root, so v2 is equal to 2g square root 2g h1 minus h2. So this is known as Torricelli's theorem, and it explains that the speed of the efflux means the point through which water is ejecting out, is equal to the velocity gained by the fluid in falling through a distance h1 minus h2. This is under the action of gravity. Understood? When water is falling, it is under the action of gravity. So this is known as Torricelli's theorem. Notice that the speed of the efflux of liquid is the same as the speed of a ball that falls through a height h1 minus h2. Till here, this is complete Torricelli's theorem. It is an application of Bernoulli equation. Next application is relation between speed and pressure of the fluid. So to understand this application, keep in mind, suppose you have a pipe and the level of both sides A and C is equal. Okay, it is up to the same height from both sides. It is placed on a ground up to same height. While its cross-sectional area vary, you can see here the cross-sectional area at point A is larger as compared to at point B. At point A, area is large, while at point B its area is small. So we have discussed in this the relation between speed and pressure. So keep in mind, when this area is broad, the water layers are apart from each other as compared to B portion, while in B part the lines are too much narrow with each other. So remember it, when the layers of the water of any fluid are apart from each other, then their speed is low. And they have pressure is high. But on the other hand, just like at B point, when the layers are too much close with each other, then their speed is high and pressure at this point is low. So this principle is used in our carburetor duct. So with the help, we will discuss it in next application in Venturi duct. So in this relation between speed and pressure, always remember, where the speed is high, the pressure will be low, as explained in this diagram. So with the help of Bernoulli equation, PA, now keep in mind again Bernoulli equation, PA is equal to, we have taken P1, but here we have taken PA in place of 1A. PA is equal to half rho VA square plus PB is equal to half rho VB square. Now you are thinking here why there is potential energy term is neglected, as the pipe both sides are on same level, so that's why H1 is equal to H2. So potential energy terms is neglected from this equation, and left behind equation is this one, right? And this is simple calculation. Just you have to draw this diagram in this relation, and you have written this formula, and after that this statement, and this is just for short question. If the values of A and B are given and density is also given, then calculate the pressure difference between these 2 points. So always remember, at this point, this is point B and its pressure is represented by PB, and this is point A, its pressure is represented by PA. At A point speed is small, so pressure is high, so that's why it is written as PA minus PB, as we will take difference from higher to lower. So this is the relation between speed and pressure of a fluid. 2 examples in your book of a tennis ball and another aeroplane. 2 examples are given in your book. Kindly read these 2 examples, as they show relation between speed and pressure of the fluid. While our next topic, third application of Bernoulli equation is Venturi relation. In Venturi relation, in simple words, I am telling you about the concept of last application, this one, relation between speed and pressure. Again same diagram, area of this side is larger as compared to area of this side. So when a fluid layers, any fluid, okay, enters from this higher area to this lower area, their speed increase but their pressure decrease. So with the help of low pressure, the fluid enters into a duct. When this enters into a duct like pipe in downward direction with low pressure, there is a tank from where we have to take any petrol or diesel in upper direction in a car carburetor. So this principle is used in car carburetor, and it is known as Venturi relation. And what we have done in this, we have done by decreasing the area and by increasing the speed, by lowering pressure, we will use this application in a car carburetor. And it, with the help of Bernoulli equation, we will write its equation as P1 minus P2 is equal to half rho V2 square minus half rho V1 square is equal to half rho V2 square minus V1 square. So finally, P1 minus P2 is equal to half rho V2 square. This is known as Venturi relation, which is used in Venturi meter, a device used to measure speed of the liquid flow. This is third application of Venturi relation. This is third application of Bernoulli equation known as Venturi relation. You have to learn about it. the formula and final formula, and you have to draw this diagram. Now read this complete explanation one time. Fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.